Hi, my name is Jayshree Ulal, CEO of Arista Networks, and with me today is EVP of VMware, Raghu Raghuram. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Pleasure.
And we're in the midst of a massive network revolution in virtualization. And both Arista and VMware are in the midst of really disrupting this market and solving some very, very complex problems.
Absolutely. Yep.
As you well know, we've been doing this now for several years, Raghu, and maybe you want to take us through what you've done and I've done and we've done together.
Absolutely. VMware has been in the business of transforming our customers' data centers for nearly a decade and a half now. About 2-3 years ago, we started the networking leg of that journey, trying to use virtualization to transform how networking is done. And the initial reaction from the customers to our messaging and our products has been astoundingly positive. And what we are excited about is to be working with partners like Arista to greatly amplify and continue this transition across our enterprise customers and service provider customers.
I think it's very exciting, not only because we're providing our customers value, but it is really, you have many partners, but both VMware and Arista share a very common engineering philosophy to innovate jointly together.
Absolutely.
We've been at it for 4 years, and the first phase, I remember working with you and very closely on it, and maybe you want to talk about that some.
Yeah, definitely. The first phase was principally about your VM tracer providing greater visibility to our vSphere customers, and that was a solid foundation from which we could build on. Then, of course, the great work we did together on VXLAN, and then continuing on now into NSX and integration of our physical and virtual components together to deliver a holistic solution for customers wanting to transform their network.
Yeah, it's very exciting because until now the virtual network and the physical network have been two different islands. And the CLI admins and the VI admins have been two different sets of operational people.
Yep.
And so unifying these two with the right telemetry and traceability tools really requires you to look at the CLI on one hand, but really unify the DevOps and network ops folks, right? So the beauty of troubleshooting with VM Tracer, and now more recently Log Insight and VC Ops as well, is that you can go virtual to physical to cloud and really transit these three domains and yet provide deep workload and workflow visibility for each of these domains.
That's really the key. At the end of the day, customers care about how their applications is running.
That's right.
They don't care about any individual component.
That's right.
And together our solutions can deliver the end-to-end visibility and insight about the applications.
Much like you've been a pioneer in VMware with server virtualization, I got to see the problems of layer 2 networks with VLANs. Yep. And VLAN was mostly the unit of networking for layer 2. But you guys pioneered vMotion, and you've been trying to transcend the VLAN boundary and go L2 over L3. It's been very exciting to watch both Arista and VMware co-author the VXLAN spec, the virtual extensible LAN. And this spec, in my view, is one of the most important and massive shifts in the network protocol industry.
Absolutely. The timing was great because as customers started building out private clouds and as service provider wanted to build out multi-tenant cloud infrastructures, isolation and multi-tenancy became a critical aspect of what a network ought to do, and VXLAN was the right solution at the right time.
I remember us demonstrating this at VMworld in 2012, and since then we've done some multi-vendor demonstrations with EMC and F5. But to me, what's exciting about VXLAN is it's not just a protocol. It's really a network virtualization fabric that can bring together L2, L3, and multiple protocols, and also multi-hypervisors. So it's really the foundation for how we can go from 6,000 networks to 6 million networks, which is pretty amazing in scale for both enterprises and service providers and public cloud providers.
That's correct. And the key to, of course, all of this is not just the networking capability, but the surrounding operational capability, and that's where the rest of the integration that both of our companies are doing will prove to be so critical as customers deploy these into production.
Now we have a very interesting customer who's actually doing that right now with VXLAN, Colt in the UK. I remember visiting them. One of the biggest issues these days, both in a physical network and network virtualization, is that automation time is cumbersome. It takes a lot of people. It's very manual. And what people are trying to do is much more automate this and bring this down from days to hours to minutes.
Yep, and that indeed is the essence of the cloud, right? It's about delivering the infrastructure that the applications need and the developers need and the business needs in a matter of seconds and minutes as opposed to a matter of hours. And the programmability of the network follows now the programmability of the virtual infrastructure in terms of meeting what the application needs. In fact, we've been able to bring the same model across all the food groups in the data center.
It's pretty exciting to watch because, you know, everybody talks about SDN, but what does SDN mean to you?
To us, it means network virtualization, really. To us, it means how do you deliver network services when the application needs it in an elastic fashion without having to go through 2 weeks of operator work.
This is what I find interesting about terminology. Words like SDN and controller get used a lot, but really VMware is one of the most widely deployed controllers already with vSphere and now with NSX. And what every intelligent overlay needs is an intelligent and programmable underlay. What's exciting is we've complemented a lot of your leadership by providing, in my view, one of the most programmable network-wide OS foundations that Arista began working on back in 2004. This has been a 10-year labor of love for us to make sure that the control plane is programmable, the management plane is programmable, the data plane is programmable, and that we can take and orchestrate what you have done for many years with server and now network virtualization to every aspect of protocols and networking. And so together we bring the best of breed underlays and overlays in a fashion that customers can not just migrate to overnight, but can do so in a hybrid fashion. They can do this step by step, where some of their networks may still be CLIs, but they can continue to start building workloads for storage, compute, and networks to bring that unified software-defined data center, as you call it.
Absolutely, and you hit upon it. The critical word there is non-disruptively. To be able to do it step by step, either on top of an existing network or on top of a new network, whichever way the customer wants to go. And to be able to do this end-to-end from the application down to the network.
So we've talked a lot about the benefits and the power of network virtualization, but Raghu, let me put you on the spot here a little bit. In one word or one line, what's the real differentiation of the Arista VMware partnership?
In one word, it's actually 2 words. It's customer focused. So both our companies are very unique in how we look at the customer problem and how we look at a solution end to end. Let me turn the tables on you. How would you describe the partnership between the 2 companies?
No, I think it's exactly as you said. Not only is it customer focused, but it's about bringing 2 best of breed and highly innovative companies together from an engineering perspective as well. We've never settled for mediocrity. We innovated in visibility and telemetry. We innovated a brand new protocol together with VXLAN. And once again now, we're really innovating in bringing multiple protocols and multiple hypervisors to provide that best virtual, physical, and cloud network-wide virtualization. So I'm very excited, and it's a pleasure doing this video with you, and look forward to many more phases to this partnership.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Thanks.